utterance, it is liable to multiple interpretations. तो ठीक आप भी जब बात कर रहे थे, so I mean ये कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है. So every single statement, every single sentence, can be interpreted in as many ways, as many readers or as many people are involved. इसलिए हमें आज इस दौर में ये कहना बड़ा मुश्किल है कि ये जो आप interpretations कर रहे थे, so you all were right actually जब आप कह रहे थे कि yes, child is nearer to God and the child is etc. So in a way, it's very difficult, if not impossible altogether, to reject anyone's interpretation, analysis, reading. It's very difficult, if not, it's almost impossible. You understand? ये reader response में हम देखेंगे कि भाई it's almost impossible, to reject anyone else's point of view, to reject anyone else's interpretation, to reject anyone else's reading. You understand? Yes. So इसलिए जो भी आप कहें तो I mean that is true and right, and इसलिए मेरे लिए मुश्किल है कहना कि your interpretation or your understanding is wrong and my understanding and reading is the only right version. So that is, anyway हम उसकी तरफ बात करेंगे. So coming back to this, so that is only one of the many, I would say, interpretations of this statement. One of the many interpretations. So one is this one, that of this statement, this sentence, that child is father of man, means that, well, our childhood experiences,
yes, sir,
in the form of our desires, and the desires which were fulfilled and the desires which were not fulfilled, and our fears and our kind of things, they constitute, they don't go away and disappear simply. These desires, our childhood desires and our fears, you understand?
Yes, sir.
And many other issues, they constitute what is called unconscious.
Unconscious.
What I'm trying to say, Freud was of the opinion that there are two parts of our psyche. One consists of, one is called conscious self, and the other one is the unconscious self. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So, for our convenience, this is what Freud tells us, that we can divide and split our psychology or our psyche, whatever you choose to call it, can be divided, or it consists of two parts. One is the unconscious self and the other one is the conscious self. You understand?
Yes, sir. शऊर और ला शऊर जिसे
ये तो मुझे नहीं पता. So I would rather say conscious self and the unconscious self. And the unconscious self, I repeat, it consists of all our unfulfilled desires, repressed desires. अब जो आपने कहा कि मैंने ये आपने कजिन की जवाब बनी हुआ स्मॉल चाइल्ड, ये वाली कार मैंने लेनी है और आपकी मामा ने एक लगाई थी आपको. This is how desires are repressed. Then you learned your lesson, और next time आपने वो वाली चीज देखने के बाद ये नहीं कहा था कि I want to have this. This is how a desire is repressed. You understand?
Yes, sir.
और जब आप किसी you had a frightening experience, तो फिर घर वालों ने कहा कि भाई आपको डरना नहीं चाहिए, तो आप डरते रहे थे, लेकिन ऊपर से आप जब कह रहे थे कि नहीं, आप not afraid of this. This is called repression. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Repression of our desires and of our fears mainly. I mean, उससे related चीजें भी आप कहेंगे, कोई कहेगा complexes, etc. etc. But mainly, it is the desires and the fears. Repressed. I'm saying repressed means that not that particular desire we had at one stage or the other, and we could not have that fulfilled. It does not mean that it just disappeared into nothingness or nowhere. No. It only, went into this unconscious self. You understand? it got itself diverted by the conscious self into the unconscious self. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And there in the unconscious part of the psyche, it remains alive and very much in control. ये जो आज आप 6 कार्य लेना चाहते हैं, so I mean today it has a lot to do with that one of your repressed desires of your childhood. You understand?
जी सर.
I mean उसका क्या फ्राइड?
ये ख्वाहिशात है हमारे unfulfilled.
That is the unconscious self.
Unconscious.
There are two things which I'm trying to say. That this is what this unconscious self consists of. This is what it is constituted of. All our repressed desires and fears. And the second thing is that they just don't disappear and they just die away. They remain part of our psychology, or they constitute what is called the unconscious self or the unconscious psyche. You understand?
Yes, sir.
And then the second and the next thing is that from that position, location, from the unconscious, then they actually are in control of our psyches. It's not our conscious self which is in control of ourself. It is our unconscious self which actually, really is in the driving seat. You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So what I am trying to say is that, it is the unconscious self which is in the driving seat, which is in control of our, our attitudes and our patterns of behavior and the way we carry ourselves and the conduct ourselves and the way we interact and etc. and etc. That has a lot to do with those repressed desires and fears which actually are stored there, put it like this, in our conscious self. Unconscious self, forgive me. You understand?
Yes.
And then from that location, they control my conscious self. And sometimes, they are too much in control, and sometimes we tend to have some fixation, some obsession, some issues, with our behavior and, conduct, and then they would take you to, these I would say, psychologists and the psychiatrists, etc., etc. You understand? So, that is the unconscious self.